Hey YouTube, how you guys doing tonight? Kevin here coming at you with another video. And yes, I'm still sick. Whoa. Anyway, pressing on from it. You know, it is what it is. Hacking up a lung. Whatever, it don't really matter. Okay, so tonight you might notice the motor in front of you. This is on the this covers basically any dirt bike you have, really. But I'm gonna mark it as a KE100 because that's what we do. This is going to cover the KE, the Trail Boss, the 90s, all that happy stuff. And it has nothing to do with the electrical. Okay? Tonight we're going to discuss oil leaking. You see how it's all grubby over here and all this dirt and debris and everything else. And I want to talk to you guys a little bit about this because I have a lot of people replacing these seals that are in back of here and the shifter seals. And the bike only has 1,400 miles on it. And you're sitting there going, it really needs a seal at 1,400 miles? You know, at 1,400 miles? Like, why would it need a seal replacement at 1,400 miles? Well, the seal that's leaking may not necessarily be bad. Okay? So I want to talk to you guys about that. And I'm going to explain to you guys a little bit about the gear case. Okay? Now, the gear case on these bikes is your typical gear case. It is no different than a standard transmission. It's no different than a rear differential on a car. It's no different than a transfer case. What do all these cases have in common? They all have a vent. Okay? So, your oil leak down here and up here can be simply a plugged vent. Why would a vent do that? Well, what happens is when you're riding your bike and the gears are all spinning and they're building heat, it's making pressure, okay? That pressure and the oil flinging up on everything, the oil needs someplace to go. So what it's going to do is it's going to blow it out the easiest place it can. In that case, it would be the oil seal, whether it be the shifter seal or the top seal. Now, I said to you guys before, you know, the chain, when the chain comes around the sprocket, it's bringing dirt with it. So some of this debris in here is from your chain. And the fact that it's spinning, you're going through mud, you're spinning your tire in the dirt, and your chain is carrying a lot of that up there. Same thing with like a chainsaw. Okay, when you're going through there, it's going to take the dirt and the debris and the dust chips, and they're going to fill up in back of the chain brake. Well, in this case, this doesn't have a chain brake, but it is going to fill up all this debris up in here. Okay? Now, some of that debris from this thing spinning will wear out a seal, but not likely at 1,400 miles, okay? Not likely at 2,000 miles, okay? Think of it this way. Your crankshaft seals last longer than that, all right? And they're all made of the same material, metal and rubber, all right? So what I check on my bikes, whenever I notice there's a little bit of a puddle, I check my vent. A lot of people are like, oh, there's a vent? Where is it? Well, before we get into all that, I'm going to show you guys a couple of things because I've been asked a lot of questions on this. So I'm going to get into the first part, which is the easy part, and then we'll go back to the venting. Okay? When you change the oil on the bike, underneath here, you have a drain plug right there. Okay? When you take that drain plug out, you're going to get oil out of it. Okay? Sometimes you'll see it looks like a milk color. It'd be white, or like a coffee with a lot of creamer in it. Okay, that's because you got water in there. And you'd be like, how does water get in there? I'm going to show you. Also the vent. Okay, so keep that in your mind when I'm telling you that. So when you change the oil does not change in the engine. The engine oil. This doesn't use oil, okay? It uses two-stroke oil. And for the two-stroke oil, is Lucas. Okay, that's for the two-stroke that your engine burns. All right, we're going to put that right here. This is for the two-stroke. This is for the engine half, okay? They're separate, and I'm going to show you this, okay? I said it in one of my other videos. I'm going to show you again. Sometimes it's nice to go over a couple of things a couple of times. Okay. Here is a a crankcase and transmission case. You can see right here is where the crankcase is separate from the transmission case. Alright? Now, I'm going to show you guys another cool thing. You can see on the bottom right here, there's where your drain plug is, right there. Okay? And on the other side of the case, which I will show you in a second. Show you this. Right here on this motor. Got another one right here for you guys all lined up. Right next to your Kickstarter is this nut. This bolt. It's not a nut, it's a bolt. You're going to pull that off. It's a 10mm head. Okay, don't try putting a screwdriver in it, guys. You're going to just strip it out. I don't even know why they put a screwdriver head in there. Okay? Use a socket. Take it off. That's your oil level. Okay? So after you pull your plug out, and you got the transmission all drained of oil, you're going to put your plug back in the bottom. Okay? Put it right back in the bottom. And then this plug right here, you're going to leave off. Then you're going to go up top. Right here, you're going to remove this. Right here. You're going to put either 10W30 or 10W40 motor oil in there until it starts to come out here. When it starts to come out here, stop. You're full. It's that simple. Then you put your plug back in the top. And put your plug down back in the bottom. Guys, you don't have to monkey tighten it. Turn it until it stops. Just snug it. Okay, it ain't going anywhere. Now your transmission is full. Okay, so that's how that's where you drain it. That's where you fill it, and it has nothing to do with the engine part of it. That's only for the transmission. If you guys have a clutch that's kind of wearing, you can add a little bit. I think it's like 2 ounces of friction modifier. That will help you. That'll make your clutches a little sticky. Okay. So we got. Oh, let me shrink it back down here. Nice. Okay. Going back over here. Okay. So right now we're going to go back to the ventilation system on this bike. Okay. Many people don't know this thing has a ventilation, and everything that has a gear case, whether it be an engine uses a PCV valve. A transmission has a little filter that goes on top. It looks like a mushroom cap, and it just sits on there. And basically, it's opened up. The tube comes up through the center, and it vents out through the sides. Okay. Same thing with a transfer case and a rear end. A rear differential has a little nipple on it, and then the hose goes up onto the frame. Yes, I said nipple. Okay. So moving on from that, these also have a vent, and they do get clogged. Okay, and you guys are asking, where is this vent you're talking about? Come on, you got me in suspense. Okay, well, enough messing around. I'm going to show you guys where the vent is located. Okay, so here's your transmission right here. Okay, this is your transmission side. Let me get down here. All right, now what happens is, I got to turn this motor around for a second. You're going to need to see it. Okay, all right, so now the pressures build up inside the transmission. The pressure comes up this little notch right here. See right here, it comes up through this notch, and through this notch, and out through here. So what it looks like on your bike, see if I can show you. See that tiny little dinky hole right there? That's your vent. Okay? Now, that gets clogged with dirt and debris. If you go in a lot of water, you can get water in there, and that will turn the water white, the oil white, like milk or coffee. As you can see from this poor engine right here, you can see how there's dirt and debris all the way around it. Okay, that was plugged. I unplugged it, and then I said, darn it, I should have did a video. So now I'm doing a video on a plugged vent, transmission vent. So basically what happens, you're riding your bike through the woods, going to grandmama's house, going to get some pumpkin pie or whatever, and that right there plugs up on you, it's going to blow oil out your seals. Okay? It's going to blow them right out your seals. And it's going to go out through whatever seal is easiest to go out. Okay? So that is where your vent is located. Very important. Very important to know about that. A lot of people don't even know these things have a vent, and that's why I do my videos, to show you guys. Once again, I'll show you the system. Okay? Put that right in front of you there. Alright. And it's very hard to see because the frame is right in the way. Alright, so you might have to yank your motor out. But you can see the trail comes up, over, and out. Okay, and the reason why it has so many steps to go through, because if it was right in there, all the water and everything else would build up inside there. This at least has a little bit of a relief. Okay, so it's not directly into it, you know what I mean? So it has to go through a couple of channels to vent. But if it does get clogged up and vents, look at this. Right there. See the crap? That's because that vent clogged up. And when that vent clogged up, this thing leaked like a sieve. So, there you go. Now you've seen it firsthand, what the vent is, where it's located, and why your bike is doing what it's doing. So, and you can easily, that's a big cavity right there, and it fills up with a lot of dirt and debris. Every time I roll my finger in there, it gets dirty. So, just to do this video on ventilation of the transmission, and it's very common, and a lot of people think they need a seal. They're like, oh, I gotta tear this whole thing apart, it's my seal. Well, hold on, let's look at the situation. Maybe it's not venting and building up pressure so much that it's taking the engine oil and blowing it out, because the oil sprays up this entire thing. Oil is, when this thing is going, the gears are sloshing that oil everywhere. So as it splashes it up the back here, this is the flat part that deflects it, okay? It's going to go on this side, okay? There's nothing over here. There's an open cavity right here. So don't forget, when that other side cover's on, this is all bubbled up. This is all opened up right here, okay? So oil is going everywhere in there. It's going to get up in there. It's going to wash up there no matter what. But when it's under pressure is when it blows out the hole. You can see right here the groove. It blows right out. And that hole, once again, is located about an inch from the top of the engine right down on the seam. Okay? It's a real simple design. It's a really small design. They probably should have put a bigger hole. Do I recommend drilling out the hole? No. I would leave it the way it is. Just keep it in the back of your mind that if you're leaking a seal, it may not be the seal. Because you have to understand, these bikes, a lot of these bikes have very low miles on them. And I can't imagine that seal going without a lot of debris taking it out. Okay? So, they're really well protected in there. This one's got a whole bunch of dirt in it. Now, when it gets oil on it, the dirt is going to stick to the oil. And it's going to build up. So, make sure you keep your motors clean. Make sure you wash it out really good. What I recommend is I use Simple Green or Purple Power. Spray it in there. You don't have to take the cover off. Just spray it in there. Wash it out really good. Let it dry. And then don't forget, it's very important, don't forget to re-oil your chain. Okay? So guys, that's pretty much it what I have for tonight. This is transmission ventilation. I'm covering all aspects of these KE100s and all these KDs and KMs and Trail Bosses and what have you. Your Trail Boss and your G390s are all in the same spot. Okay? All your vents are in the back there. It's that hole. Alright? So, thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe. Please share my page. And if you have any comments or questions, by all means, please send them my way. Thank you guys. Have a great night.